Apple may have changed the game again in the technology department, but not just that. They also announced some new products and some new software to come with it as well in the WWDC 2023. Hello guys, I'm Luigi and welcome back to another tech video. Last week we saw Apple announce at WWDC 23 an array of different products, different chipsets, so many updates on the iOS, watchOS, iPadOS and macOS departments. And we also saw Apple announce the Vision Pro, which we'll get to at the end of this video. But let's start with the first product that they announced at WWDC 2023, and that is a brand new MacBook Air 15-inch, which is basically the exact same as the MacBook Air that we currently have right now, the 13-inch, but now in a bigger setting. It's powered by the same great M2 chip that we've seen perform really well over the last few months. It has USB-C, it has MagSafe charging, it has up to 18 hours of battery life. You also have 6 speakers, it's fanless as well, so it doesn't have any fans, and it also is less than half an inch in thickness or thinness, if you see it, probably thickness. So it's still a pretty light laptop, but obviously you now get more real estate in kind of like screen wise compared to the MacBook Air 13-inch. So if you feel like you needed those extra few inches for the screen, obviously still high quality screen just like the MacBook Air 13-inch, then probably the MacBook Air 15-inch would be a great choice, which it kind of makes me want to get it, because yes, the MacBook Pro that I currently own is 13-inch and that is plenty, but it's starting to slow down, and the MacBook Air seems to be performing really well, especially with native apps like Final Cut Pro, and I do really feel like I'm starting to really need that extra bit of speed. The new MacBook Air as well, the 15-inch, you can now get a storage up to 2 terabytes as well, opposite to the MacBook Air 13-inch that you can only get it up to 512 gigs or 256. Now I believe you can get it up to 512 gigs of SSD on your MacBook Air 13-inch, but then now with a 15-inch you can get that extra bit of storage if that's what you need it for. Now the next product that Apple announced was the Mac Studio. Again, it wasn't much of a new product, it's just a upgrade and an updated internals to the Mac Studio from last year. Again, it was mostly of like step up from the Mac Mini that we've seen in the past, but now it's powered by the M2 chips. And then now they also announced a brand new set of M2 chips. The M2 Max that was previously existed from last year, that was already built into the M2 MacBook Pros that we saw last year. This year came into the Mac Studio, and we saw the M2 Max make its way to the Mac Studio. But then now they announced something called the M2 Ultra, which is basically their highest chipset, which is basically how they call it, is 2 M2 Max chipsets built together to then be put into the Mac Studio. So that means you have pretty much 25 to 50% more power than you had on the M2 Max, which was already ridiculous by the videos I've watched and all the tests that those chipsets have been put through, which is insane. So now we have 4 different sets of chips on the kind of like the Apple ecosystem. So we have M2, we have M2 Pro, M2 Max, and now we have M2 Ultra. And with the introduction of M2 Ultra, Apple finally announced they're upgraded in internals. It's still the exact same design on the Mac Pro. So the Mac Pro is the most expensive computer that Apple sells. You couldn't get it on M1 because they never built it, and they still sell it today with the Intel chip for north of $20,000 and pounds. Now they kept the same design, but they actually put the M2 chip. So now you can get M2 Max and M2 Ultra. Well, I think you can only get just M2 Ultra on the Mac Pro. Still the exact same design, but now with the brand new M2 chipset that we've seen over the last couple of years. Still the exact same design from previous Mac Pros, but now you have it on the latest and greatest chipset that Apple makes, which is the M2 Ultra. And with the announcement of the Mac Pro receiving the M2 Ultra chip, now that pretty much finishes the full transition that Apple wanted to make, going from all the MacBooks, Macs and iMacs being on an Intel chipset to now being on an M2 chipset, or an Apple chipset in this case. So that pretty much closes that chapter, and we're probably going to start seeing the evolution of M1s, M2s, M3s, and whatever progression we might see from Apple now. So there's no more Intel chipsets in terms of Apple. They pretty much closed that door ages ago, but now it's been fully closed when we've seen the full announcement of the Mac Pro having and receiving the M2 chip. Finally. There are also plenty of announcements on new updated iOSs for the iPhone, your Apple Watch, your iPad, and your Mac. So different kind of things on software that have been updated. I'm not going to get into them because I really didn't pay much attention to them. They do look cool, but if you want to just go and watch WWDC 23 to finish the show, Apple finally reveals their brand new products, which it will be released at some point early next year for the grand price of $3,499, and it's their brand new headset, AR glasses, however you want to call them, being called Vision Pro. So over the last few years, we've been speculating of when is Apple going to announce a headset or an AR headset, like we've seen from Oculus and Huawei and all these different companies that have kind of given us all these AR glasses or headsets to do gaming with your environment and all this type of stuff. So we've always wondered, what's Apple been doing in the background? And Apple has finally released it. It's called the Vision Pro. It retails for $3,500, pretty much $3,499. It's basically a great combination of different little designs from different Apple products. So you get the crown from kind of like the Apple Watch. You feel like the strap that attaches basically around your head looks like an Apple Watch strap, especially one of the Apple Watch Ultra straps. And then you have the main kind of big part of this whole product, which is the actual headset itself. It looks great, I think. I do like the look of it, by the way, compared to some of the others. I don't think it looks too clunky. I don't think it looks too big from all the videos that I've seen. Obviously, I haven't seen anybody wear it just yet, apart from the ads and the people that were using it when the keynote was going on. The build quality looks great, kind of like any kind of Apple product. The frame of the headset looks kind of like the frame of an iPhone 14 Pro or 14 Pro Max, kind of with the stainless steel kind of bands just all over around it. And then you have the kind of screen slash cameras with sensors basically in front of your eyes. What seems to be interesting, and what seems to be kind of like the biggest rave from all these tech reviewers that have used it, like Marques Brownlee, go watch his video, he really explains it really well, is that it works extremely well with zero latency, and it basically uses your eyes to move around the screen. So kind of like it says, you kind of like you can move your hands and the sensors can tell where your hands are. It uses your hands as a mouse, but he said that it basically just follows your eyes. So wherever you're looking, if you're having a screen with different tabs or with different apps, wherever you're looking, the headset will pick up on that, and it pretty much just go straight to the app. And all these people that have tested it say that it's amazing, and I don't doubt it at all. Apple is claiming that the headset's going to allow you to kind of still be present within your environment. So yes, you're going to have a screen in front of your face, or you're going to be able to see things in front of you right away, but it's not fully immersive in a way that you're not going to see anything else other than the things that you have in front, like maybe a home screen or something like that. So you'll still be able to see your surroundings because you still have cameras that you can see through it. And I believe the glass can be kind of like Marques explains it really well. It's kind of like a double pass, so you can actually see through it. And you can also apparently see someone's eyes through it, but I just saw a video of it that it's not the person's actual eyes, so it's kind of like the camera's picking up on your eyes and then transmitting the video of the cameras that are picking up on your eyes and then kind of giving that away to whoever the person's talking to. So apparently it has all these sensors that if someone's talking to you, it will clear the glass in the front and let you see through, or let your eyes come through to the other person, so it doesn't feel like you're talking to a robot, which you probably would. But going back to being present, it looks like when you're on it, and by the looks of the videos that Apple has showed us, is that you see a home screen, but you can still see kind of like your bed, or you can still see the kitchen, and apparently you can still do stuff around it. You can also do FaceTime calls. Apple says that the Vision Pro headset will pair with your iPhone, your MacBook, or your iPad to be able to still receive notifications, and you can access them through the Vision Pro, which that could be a great thing. But also you can use it for entertainment. You can use it to watch movies, apparently just as big as you want. And apparently it will cast shadows on kind of like the surface that you have in front of you. So if you're lying on your bed and you have a bright big screen in front of you, it will cast a shadow underneath. So all these things that Apple has shown us. Again, we don't have kind of like set videos of how it's going to look. We don't really have any reviews yet, but from what people have said on all their YouTube videos that they've played with it for 15-20 minutes, it looks to be great. And again, I think it's going to be an amazing step forward in technology. It's going to be an amazing step forward on all these AR headsets. It is extremely expensive. Most of us are not going to get that first generation at $3,500, but hopefully this is just a step forward into innovation, better innovation, better headsets, pushes other companies to create better products. But hopefully that also means that Apple will get better at making their headsets and will get better at bringing the cost down so it's more accessible to more people. Apple is known for selling very expensive products, but with great designs and great quality of products as well. So I wouldn't be surprised if the price drops, but not that much. Hopefully it drops somewhere below the price of an iPhone, somewhere between the 1,000 region, because I think that's going to be the region where we're going to see that kind of product. Again, they sell a headphone for $550 or £550. You can get a very expensive tower from them for nearly £15,000 or dollars. So let's not expect Apple to be dropping the prices anytime soon on their headset. But I do think they will drop it to make it a little bit more accessible, but it's not going to be as much as some people might think. It will never be the price of a Oculus that is $200 to $300. It will never be that price unless we see a Vision SE, I guess you can call it. Yeah, maybe, or a regular Vision. Is that how it's going to be the name? Again, I don't know why they call it straight Vision Pro. Maybe we'll see in the future Vision Pro, Vision, and Vision SE for the cheaper version. That's something that we're going to have to wait and see. Again, the release date is very vague. They say it's going to release at some point early 2024, and all we know for exact is the price, which is $3,499 to be precise. But yes, this WWDC 2023 didn't disappoint, and we definitely saw a lot of great things. If you're thinking of getting any of these Apple products, let me know in the comments below. Or if you liked anything from WWDC 23 that you didn't expect to like, then also let me know in the comments below. But that is all from me today, guys. Hope you liked today's video. Please like this video, subscribe to the channel because it helps a ton with the algorithm and growing this channel. And I'll see you guys on the very next video. See you later. Bye bye.